block, I wanted to show you what we're taking Kashly out in. It's a 2017 GMC Sierra SLT 1500. Pretty hard loaded on this. We've got a 5.3 liter V8 engine, 4-wheel drive. It is a Z71, 75,000 miles. The best part about it is it's just under $40,000 at $39,988. Hey everybody, this is Tanner at Western Motor, and for this week's Around the Block, our guest is Kashly Van Petten. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Kashly, welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us for this week's Around the Block, Beef Empire Days. Finally, it's back. After the pandemic last year, of course, there was hardly anything in 2020, and Beef Empire Days was just another one of those events that unfortunately couldn't happen. But how exciting is it to have Beef Empire Days back, and maybe how exciting is it for you and everyone else with Beef Empire Days, and then how important is it to the community to have this event back?
We are so excited to have Beef Empire Days back this year. Last year was hard for everyone, right? With everything being canceled, business didn't go on as normal. And so we think that Beef Empire Days is such an important part of this community that it is awesome to have it back. That there's something that families can go do. They don't have to leave. They can have a staycation, if you will.
Yeah.
Stay right here in Garden City and have plenty to do with Beef Empire Days. It was hard to navigate COVID, and even leading up into 2021, it was really a waiting game. We kind of had to pull the reins back and wait and see kind of what the landscape of the pandemic was going to be, even for 2021, before we jumped right in. We're really lucky here. We had the county commissioners behind us, the city commission, the mayor of Garden City. Everybody was on board to have Beef Empire Days.
Right.
So I think that just speaks volumes to how important this event is to all of the community.
Yeah,
sure,
absolutely.
That makes tons of sense. Now, you mentioned the community aspect of it and the kind of cultural role that it's played. What events are you most excited for after this year layoff? I mean, what kind of things can we look forward to?
This year, we're going to do our kickoff event as one of our staples. So we've kind of switched the schedule around a little bit so that we have kind of busier weekends, if you will. So kickoff Friday, June 4th with the Commerce Bank Ranch Rodeo down at the fairgrounds. Free event. Have a great food truck there so you can come out with the family.
It's all about the food
truck. We're huge food guys.
2 moms out of Meade, Kansas.
What do they do? Is it just home cooking, or
just home cooking? So they actually do catering and stuff as well. And then they call their trailer the Empty Nest because it's 2 moms that their kids have gone off to college, gotten married. One of them just had their first grandchild, so they have the Empty Nest trailer.
What a great name!
Yeah,
And that is
just a
what they
clever
do.
name.
And then we'll also have the Tipsy Farmer with beer wagon as
great
well.
name. Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder what he's serving.
So that's going to be great. You can get everything, one-stop shop during the Ranch Rodeo. And it's free. So what better event to go to than something that's free to kick off Beef Empire Days?
Right?
Absolutely.
And then on Saturday, June 5th, we'll roll into the stuff down at Stevens Park. So we'll have our Grill Master Cook-Off, which is a sanctioned event this year.
How big is it this year? Because that's something that's gained a lot of momentum, right?
Yeah, I think they were limiting it to 20 teams, if I remember right.
Okay.
So if you're interested in getting entered, talk to Ryan Klaus at Traeger's, because that's the spot for all things cook-off. Really, anything meat and grilling.
That's a nice plug there. Not only are you the president of this organization, but you're supporting
also
some of the local
marketing
businesses.
director, yeah.
We would not be here without our local businesses, so we have to throw a plug in at them every chance we get. And then with the cook-off, we're going to stay in Stevens Park, and we're going to do Western State Bank's Beef, Beer, and Boots. So this is an event that was new to us a couple years ago. It was a huge success, so it's been coming back. This should be our 3rd year of having Beef, Beer, and Boots. So we'll have music. You can put your boots on and dance to. We'll have a band called Bridging the Gap. So I think the band name is new, but you'll see lots of the local favorites from other bands around the area. Then you'll have all the food trucks lined down Heroes Way, and then Flat Mountain Brew House will have the beer garden as well. So
This is all an outdoor event.
Everything outdoor at Stevens Park.
Tell us how you got involved with Beef Empire Days and how you got to where you are now.
So I grew up here in Garden City as a kid. My parents farm, and so I remember during Beef Empire Days, Dad would get off the tractor and we'd come to town for the live show because you got lunch at the live show. And
It's all about the food.
It's all about food for Beef Empire Days, really. And so we'd eat lunch, sit in the grandstands, watch the final selections. We showed livestock, and so Dad would help us girls pick out our public pick 5 and pick out which ones we thought were the best. I was able to stay involved with Beef Empire Days through high school. So I was one of Monty Mosier's newspaper students at Garden City High School.
Monty Mosier was my teacher back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. So one
Sorry,
of the
we just dated Monty Mosier there a little bit.
Sorry, Mo. Apologize for that. But so he got me hooked up with Beef Empire Days in a different route. So I was the photographer for the beef steer trial auction as well as the live show. And so I did those pictures all during high school. I was fortunate enough to receive a Beef Empire Days scholarship my senior year.
Wow.
And then went off to school for 6 years and swore I was never coming back to Western Kansas, and here I am.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
It just sucks you right back in.
It does.
And then one of the feed yard managers here south of town, I told him that he roped me into this. He's the reason why I'm here. Convinced me to be a part of the board a few years ago. So I've been serving on the board for 4 years now, and I've been president the past 2 years.
You kind of got roped into it. Good.
That was good. Well played. Now it's interesting. So you have this long history with Beef Empire Days. You know, obviously it's been a huge part of your life, and you're a volunteer with that, so that's a big part of what you do. But you're also a strategic account manager with UV Pharmaceuticals. Just tell us a little bit about that. What does that mean?
It means that I'm busy a lot. So I just took on this role with all Beef Empire Days things going on. I decided, hey, well, let's just throw something else in the mix and switch up jobs a little bit. So I took on this strategic account role with UV Pharma the first part of April, so going on a few weeks here. And really what I do is I provide solutions to the feed yards and dairies of Western Kansas and Colorado. So I call on these accounts, obviously try to sell them something now and then, but really my number one goal is to provide them with service. And
Sure.
so if they have a need and it's something that our company can do to fill that need, I hope that they reach out to me and come to me because I have a reputation of serving them. So kind of like all things sales, you guys
Sure.
sell vehicles every day, right?
Absolutely. Well, and you're right. You bring up a great point. It is really more about the service and the relationship than it ever is about whatever it is you're selling, whether it be pharmaceuticals or in our case, vehicles. So
Absolutely.
that's absolutely right.
Really, serving in Beef Empire Days has helped me gain relationships in a lot of places. There's no better way to be seen in the beef industry than with Beef Empire Days. So that's one way to volunteer and give back to the industry that I serve and that I love is through Beef Empire Days.
The fact that we're having Beef Empire Days is big enough news all by itself. But it's not the only big news coming out of Beef Empire Days right now, because you just, after a long stretch with you kind of spearheading things, you have a new executive director, Bonita McClure. Tell us about Bonita.
Yes, I am excited, relieved, thankful, all the adjectives you can think of.
You're off the hook, right?
Yes.
Sort of.
That we have Bonita on board. Wonderful lady. She's been in the industry, years of marketing experience. She knows Beef Empire Days. She grew up with Beef Empire Days like a lot of us did. So she already has ideas for 2022. So that's going to be fantastic. Right now she's drinking from the fire hose, as you'd expect. This is week number 2 for her. So she's getting things all lined out, and we're really glad to have her on board. We think that this will be a great partnership with Bonita and the Beef Empire Days board.
Now, Bonita, what was her involvement with Beef Empire Days before?
So she was with Rocking in Media before coming to Beef Empire Days, and Rocking in Media is kind of the brainchild with Klaus Wood Pellets with the Grill Master Cook-Off.
Okay.
And so that was kind of her and Ryan's baby that they took care of as far as events. And so she's got the event planning thing all figured out. So that'll be fantastic that she can bring that aspect in.
Right.
And then she was in 4-H and everything in Garden City here as well. So from the beef hoof live cattle side all the way to the community events, she's got working knowledge.
So what What is it about her that just made her just the perfect fit for this position right now?
I think that combination between marketing experience and industry experience. So folks come in and ask for ear tags. She knows what a ear tag is to be able to hand them, as well as she can put all the pieces together to make an event run smoothly.
Okay.
You also have a bit of a rodeo past. Tell us a little bit about your rodeo past, and are you still in it? Do you still do it?
Yes, and yes, it's an addiction. It's something that you can't just walk away from. So I grew up rodeoing, junior rodeos, high school rodeos. I went on to college at Oklahoma Panhandle State on a rodeo scholarship. After that, I went to grad school, and so that was kind of my 2-year, little bit hiatus. I still had horses with me in grad school, but wasn't able to go as hard because school was very demanding at that point. These days, I team rope a lot and still go to rodeos and then jackpot team ropings and stuff that are here. I was just in Fort Worth a couple days ago at a roping, so it's still a very big part of my life. I met my husband through high school rodeos, actually, and then we started dating in college and got married in November. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
And he rodeos as well. He does professional rodeo as well. So this time of year, he's gone quite a bit, and we go 2 different directions. He goes to the pro rodeos, and I go to the local amateur rodeos and jackpots.
Okay, very cool. And now, are you going to be participating in any of our events that we have this week?
Yeah, so I'll participate in the Lowen Farms, Feedlot and Sponsors, Team Roping and Barrel Race. So I'll rope on Sunday, June 6th in that.
Are you selling any merch? Any t-shirts with your name on it?
No.
El Presidente.
So that's how I got reelected. So president in 2020, we go into our board meeting for elections for 2021, and I'd been calling everybody like, I'm ready to step down. Vice president needs to step up into this role.
What happened?
I had it all planned, and then the vice president, his wife is also our graphic designer. Michaela made posters that said President Schweer, which was my maiden name, 1 more year.
Oh, well. How could you not get the vote then?
Yeah, so then it was
That's better than vote for Pedro.
Yes. How do you like your steak?
medium.
Medium. Okay.
It's acceptable.
That's acceptable.
That's acceptable.
That's how I like that. That's how I like it. Yeah.
They can't kick me still.
Okay. Do you? No. No. And you don't need to rope it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you like it medium. What do you put on your steak?
Nothing.
Nothing. Not a
You see the
thing.
look she just gave you?
Not a
I
thing.
can't
Like
even believe you had the
ketchup or
gall to
steak
ask
sauce
that
or-
question.
No, not any seasoning. Any seasoning.
Oh, seasoning?
No, not ketchup. Ketchup.
Well, you said put on it.
Is that a thing?
There was an implied sauce
Okay, sorry.
comment there,
No sauce.
which I was
No
a little
sauce.
taken
No
aback
sauce.
by myself.
No sauce.
We obviously have team roping and steer wrestling steers. So when they're too big to do that, they go into the freezer.
Right.
And so the corianis aren't, your high quality meat. So those need a little doctoring. We'll use steak seasoning. Or
Steak
whatever.
seasoning. Okay, there we go.
Whatever's in the
You've
cabinet
now come
at that
back to the
point.
normal world. Steak seasoning. What about marinade? Do you ever marinate steaks?
We tried with some of those corianis and it was okay, but it didn't really.
You're just
Didn't really hit the spot.
just a plain old, just a regular old. Put it on the grill.
Yeah, we're normally don't have a lot of time at night because we get home from our day jobs and then we practice all of our rodeo events and do chores, and then by the time we get inside it's dark. So this time of year, 9:30, 10 o'clock. So it's normally like hey, there's a package of steaks thawed out. Let's just throw one on the grill and we have dinner in 10 minutes.
There's no time to marinate.
No.
No.
I'm not that much of a plan ahead type of housewife.
Oh, I know what we were going to ask you. Okay, so you've got Yellowstone as your favorite show.
Yeah.
Right? Now, in our business, particularly our offices, Yellowstone's huge. Okay, everything pop culture, but Yellowstone in particular.
I'm a little bit on the outside. I
That's
have to
okay,
admit,
you're not-
I don't watch it.
Brett,
so.
you're not in our office. Just calm down.
Yeah.
Okay. So, who's your favorite character?
Well, I'm a young female, so I feel obligated to say Rip.
say? What did I say?
He did forewarn me that was probably who you were going to say.
I mean, you really can't expect much different right there.
What is it about the character that's so alluring? I need to know.
I don't know. I guess it's just like rugged strength.
It's a pretty apt. That's a pretty apt description of Rip.
I'm pretty sure your office conversations probably sound a lot the same.
Who's your husband's favorite character? Not Rip,
don't know.
I guess.
Probably not Rip.
No.
I don't know. Beth is just crazy.
We're drawn to Beth in our office. We are a little bit. But she's very assertive.
She's very dynamic.
She's very assertive.
Yes.
She has a get it done kind of personality.
That is one way to say
Yeah.
it.
A lot of things have happened for you in the last several months to a year. Of course, you've been board president for Beef Empire Days for a while, but the new job, and then prior to that, obviously getting married in November. Is that right?
Correct.
November wedding. So how are you balancing? A lot of things have happened for you. How are you balancing all of this?
So when I was elected president in 2020, one of the board members, the same one that got me roped into this gig, he told me, now just don't be getting married during all this. And then about
well, you showed him.
A month later, Jarek proposed. And so I didn't even tell him. We were just at a meeting, and he seen the ring, and he's like, dang it, I told you not to do that. And so let's have COVID, have to cancel the biggest event in our community as president and deal with that public relations, plan a wedding, which I don't recommend. Elope. Everybody elope. Don't plan weddings, especially during a pandemic.
Talk about that a little bit. That's interesting.
That's something not a lot of people had to deal with.
Yeah.
So I had a good solid plan B. So we bought a place at the end of last summer as well. So we're actually Cimarron residents now.
Okay.
And on our place we have a Quonset. And so I'm like, well, plan B, we're getting married in the Quonset. And that'll be great. My biggest fear was the church, because our plan was to get married in the church that I grew up in here in Garden City and have been a member of my entire life. And I was worried about whether they'd have to require face mask and everything based on whatever the current ordinance was.
Right.
And luckily we hit this perfect window where we didn't have a face mask ordinance in place, and we got married on Saturday, and on Monday it went into place.
Oh my goodness.
So we
So that's how you know it was meant to be, right?
just-
Like you hit the sweet spot.
I'd say.
Yes. So that was a blessing, but I had a solid plan B. I wanted to elope the whole time. Even before COVID, I just wanted to elope.
That was plan B? That wasn't plan C or D? No. That was plan A.
My husband niched my plan A of eloping. So really, the traditional wedding was actually my plan B. So we're already on B by doing a traditional wedding, and then if COVID canceled that, then we're going to have to go to plan C and just get married in the barn.
Well, your family and friends probably appreciated that you didn't do plan A.
Well, I am the third daughter, so my mom and dad have already gone through 2 weddings, and so they were like,
So they were
do what you want.
plan A, plan A, plan A.
And we were the first marriage for my husband's parents, and so he's like, I can't do that to my parents, and so we had a real wedding, which it was great. It was fantastic.
Marriage is the art of compromise. What event are you most looking forward to?
Oh, that's so hard to pick. So obviously the Mercury Animal Health Live Show, that's where Beef Empire Days began. I think that's kind of what's true to our roots as Beef Empire Days and with the beef industry. So that's kind of got the most special place in my heart, I guess. The team roping, because I get to participate and not just be on the worker crew for that one. The parade, the Western Motors Parade.
The
there it
Western Motors
is.
Parade.
There
The
it
Western
is.
Motor Parade. That's our favorite event.
That's
Gone to
her
that
favorite
since I was a kid. I think it's the community favorite.
Well, we're excited about the parade. Always excited about the parade. We'll have some vehicles in it, and in fact, I believe you're going to be in one of our vehicles. If I
Yes,
understand
Western
right. So-
Motors is taking our board members through through the parade, so that's great because our board members are extremely busy that Saturday. We've got landmark big chuck wagons in the zoo going on that Saturday as well. So they'll be at the zoo kind of getting everything ready for chuck wagons, and then we'll give somebody a call and say, hey, parade's about to start. So then they jump in a vehicle, they run over, meet you guys, get in your vehicle, go through the parade, then come back and go back to chuck wagons.
So are you saying that whoever's driving them needs to like floor it or what?
Yeah, it's like a hot lap.
Hot lap. I like that. We're going to use that.
So what's your final message about Beef Empire Days 2021 for the community?
So our tagline this year is beef, always essential. We believe that beef is essential, not only for your diet as an essential amino acids, but an essential part of our community. So come see what Beef Empire Days is all about. If this is going to be your first Beef Empire Days, take it all in, have fun, plan with the family. There's so many events you can pick from, and just enjoy the 10-day festival, June 4th through the 13th.
Now, before you go, we have it on good authority that you have a bit of a sweet tooth. You have a sweet tooth for sugar cookies. Now, unfortunately, Loving's was closed. But we did bring some sugar cookies to thank
and they're
you.
even red, white, and blue to go with today.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're
Welcome.
Meet Western Motor. We've been family owned and operated for 80 years, which means we know a thing or two about getting you into the perfect new or pre-owned vehicle. And if it ever needs service, our team of certified technicians are here. Shop our inventory at westernmotor.com.